Good day and welcome to our watercolor journey. Today we're going to do this little bird with a bouquet background. The materials I used is listed on this sheet, and I will also provide it in the materials list. First of all, I did my sketch and then I just painted a little bit of masking fluid around the bird, as I did not want any color to flow into the bird from the background. And now I'm using that Aqua Green from Winsor & Newton, which I really adore. I think it will really go into quite a few paintings. And another color that I use a lot is Ausie Red Gold, and it's just so beautifully and spreads so well. Quin Gold Deep, also amazing. It's a color by Core and it spreads a lot also. So I think basically in this painting I used a lot of my favorite colors at the moment. That is my Ultramarine, and then the other one that I always use is burnt Sienna. Now I'm just creating a few branches and twigs in the background, so all of this is going into the initial layer, so there's really going to be a lot of soft edges. And for this I'm using a rigger brush, always very convenient to use, and it makes fine lines, and also now with a paint that's wet it's going to spread a lot. There's just a little random leaf that I'm adding into the painting, and there's a few berries. I'm just laying an initial layer for them, just dabbing in those colors. I will intensify it later on a little bit. Masking fluid is such a useful tool. So if it's there, use it. So let your painting dry. As you can see, the colors faded back quite a bit once again, as always, and now I'm just removing the masking fluid. I'm using a rubber cement eraser, also very convenient to have. I am going to use the bouquet technique in this painting, so I will describe it later on in the video. Now I'm going in with my yellow. I'm working wet and dry here, but I'm going to go it with the different colors, and some of them will fuse in a little bit. I am really not going to go into hyperrealism. The suggestion of a bird will be enough, but I will use a few techniques that I use in hyperrealism to create the end result. But I definitely want my colors to portray the bird quite well. And once again, yeah, some places the color is really intense, some places it's not so intense. So once again, use water to blend out those colors so that it doesn't stand out too much and that the color isn't very consistent. Burnt sienna and ultramarine makes a beautiful dark. I'm just working around the eye area. I'm just painting that little dark area around the neck area. Take your time with the bird, because this is the main focus of the painting. Then I'm using that Aqua Green again. Beautiful, beautiful color for the birds. I'm really actually getting really excited about this color, and you can fade it out a bit, quite a bit, and it just gives that hint of pigment, but it will not be as strong. I will have to go in with another layer as the colors faded back quite a bit, especially with the darks, that black that I created. If you do not want to go the layering process, you can mix the black from the colors out of your tube and it will have a much stronger consistency. If you find this video interesting, please like, subscribe and comment for me, and even share it with your friends. I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much. I'm just leaving a little bit of white gaps also in between to give that feather effect. Vary the amount of pigment that you use and even the colors that you use, that you can create interest in your little bird. At least as I go along with a bird, some places already starts to dry, and then I can go back and just fix up those little areas in the way that I want them to look at the end. I used the same colors in the bird as what I did in the background, but we're working wet and dry now, so the colors are more intense and it will stand out against the background. And also, if we look at nature, birds are a lot of the time connected to the area around them, and you cannot always see them. They hide so well, they camouflage them completely in the surroundings, and I think that's something that I wanted to portray here. If you're not satisfied with a certain area, just use that damn kitchen towel and just dab it out while it's still wet. Very easy to remove. Masking fluid is such a convenient tool, but remember, when you use masking fluid on your sketch, it will remove certain areas of that sketch, and you will either have to redraw those areas, or you can just go in and paint those areas again. I'm doing a little bit of hatching. Hatching is also another powerful tool to create to give that look of feathers. Artists who work in realism work with this technique quite a bit. As you can see, I'm intensifying certain areas now and just leaving some random marks to portray those feathers. And some more hatching. Where you can see I'm going in with that dark color again, just to intensify the beak and that area around the eye. And a little bit more hatching there. Yeah, I didn't use masking fluid in the sense to protect the white areas. I worked around them. So it's really also up to you in which way you do that. The reason I didn't use the masking fluid is because it creates hard edges, and then it definitely takes a little bit of work just to create softer edges instead of those hard edges that the masking fluid creates. There I'm intensifying again. I think etching in botanicals and in animals and so on is a very good tool to create texture and give shape to the plants and the animals. Okay. I'm just enhancing a few branches so that I can stand in front of that bird. And as I said before, I'm going to intensify some of those berries, and I'm using that rigger brush again for this because I really do not want to be too precise. It still needs to be a loose painting. With Rosemary and Co blend Sable, and the rigger brush is beautiful to work with. So let your painting dry. Now this bird's eye is red around pupil area, so I brought that area in, and then I'm also intensifying a few more areas on the bird just to give it definition. Well, as we always say, the contrast is what brings shape and interest to your subject. Always reevaluate as you go along with your painting. And now I'm using my Posca pen just to add that little dab of white on the eye, and also a few places where I think I lost a bit of my light, and just giving a little bit of shapes in certain areas. I will really get carried away with this pen. It really works well. Each and every time you use it, it works. But I'm really careful in just giving a few touches. think when you work with birds and other animals and flowers, you can really fiddle a lot, and sometimes you need to be careful to start to overdo it, because if you really look at the animals, there's so much detail. So when we work with a more loose type of painting, you do not want to add all that detail, because then it defeats the object of what you wanted to create. Just bring in a few dogs. This is really just one of those fun paintings where you can really play around with different aspects and see what your brushes can do. And something I love to do is the bokeh effect. It's a technique used by photographers mostly to create a blurred background. It's really therapeutic. For that I use a stencil brush. Very convenient. It makes it so much easier than going in with a stencil and rubbing out colors and so on, and I think you get a lot of random marks with a stencil brush. And these brushes I've also had for quite a few years and they still work beautifully, but you can get any type of stencil brush and they all work well, because I've got a few other brands also. I'm a hoarder of art supplies. So with a bouquet you can do as many as you want, and it is a timeless process, so just be patient. Let's sign it and say done for now. So please like, subscribe and comment for me. I'll see you next time.